In 2008, I founded Carolina Improv Company in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It was kind of really um, a hobby, I guess you could call it. I was just looking for an outlet to have some improv because I had studied at Second City in Chicago, and improv has always been part of my blood. It shaped my entire career path because I started taking classes when I was in college. And what it taught me was to be open to ideas. And it made me also realize that I was creative, and showed me this a side of me that I like to create and produce. The entire plan was to really take improv into business and help businesses and show them how they could engage their employees and engage their customers, and how to think quickly, and how to collaborate, and how to have a more positive environment. So the theater came about in 2009, and the classes continued to be popular, and we had a space for classes, and then that turned into a space for shows. And then we started doing improv comedy shows, and then we became number one on TripAdvisor for nightlife attractions um, pretty quickly, and we're still in that position as of the time of this video. A lot of companies were scared of the word improv, including CEOs and founding CEOs. They didn't know how to go back to their teams and sell the idea of it, because people had a visceral reaction to, oh my gosh, you're going to put me on stage. Oh my gosh, we're going to have to be funny comedians. And that's not the case at all. But people hear that word improv and they get super confused, because first people think about, oh, it must be stand-up comedy, because for those familiar with the improv clubs throughout the country, they're actually stand-up comedy clubs. And you're like, okay, what's the difference? What's improv versus stand-up? Well, improv, we're working as an ensemble. We're working as a team together. Our job is to make each other look good on stage. Imagine if you had that in your organization. So we had to educate people that, first of all, we're not doing stand-up comedy. Second of all, this is how improv works. Third of all, when we go into organizations, we are not trying to turn you into comedians. We're finding ways to relate as humans. Funny happens from that when we can relate to people and truly connect, and really improve our emotional intelligence. So everyone's pivoting. So how we came up with pivot is a secret word for improv, because in improv we have to move quickly, we have to pivot, we have to be ready to like take on the next thing and just go with it. And so for me, that became my inside joke of like, if I can't say improv, I'll say pivot. The purpose of our company is to help businesses shift from people problems to performance results, period. Because at the end of the day, people are looking for those results, whether it's improving sales. How do we increase our sales? Well, if our sales are down, there's some kind of people problem. Either our salespeople aren't selling well, or we're having issues with buyers. So there's always the people component. So shifting from people problems to performance results. Maybe it's the culture of the organization, and so productivity is down. How do we improve that? So it goes back to helping companies shift from people problems to performance results using these soft skills, oftentimes improv, but not all the time.